please, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The next bill is Senate Bill 741.
Senate Bill 741.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Senate Bill 741 presents this committee with an opportunity to raise more money for taxpayers without raising taxes. I know that might sound unbelievable, but basically what it does is it creates a reward program for whistleblowers, people to blow the whistle on people that are cheating our state and local governments out of taxes. Where this comes from is that in 2006, President Bush passed legislation creating a federal taxpayer or tax whistleblower reward program. And under that program, if you blow the whistle on an individual or corporate taxpayer that meets certain thresholds and the IRS ends up collecting money, the IRS is required to pay a portion of that money to the whistleblower. However, we don't have a similar program under state law at all. We do have a state False Claims Act that we passed in 2007, which says that if somebody blows the whistle on contracting fraud, they can notify the Attorney General, and if the Attorney General doesn't want to take the case, then they can file suit. But that law we passed in 2007 has a specific exemption for taxes. And so right now, there's absolutely no incentive, zero incentive, for any person to blow a whistle on tax fraud that they see out there in the public, because they get nothing in return except potentially fired or condemned or whatever. And so what this program would do, Mr. Chairman, is create some incentives for people to actually blow the whistle. And I can hand out to the committee, I've prepared something really quick I'd like to hand out, which shows that I asked the tax department to show me what their financial experience is in collecting taxes in their tax fraud program. In the state Department of Taxation's tax refund fraud program, they spent $3.3 million in money trying to collect taxes, and they've collected $76 million. That's a return of over 2,000%. And when I looked at this about 4 years ago, for every dollar we spent on tax fraud enforcement, we collect about 20. So when we start looking at a tax fraud, it nets massive returns to taxpayers. I've also listed here a series of the state taxes that don't have federal analogs. For example, the retail and sales tax, the gas tax, the motor vehicle sales tax, insurance premiums tax, recordation taxes, cigarette taxes, bank franchise taxes. There's a whole series of taxes which, if you blow the whistle on for federal taxes, there's no state income tax. If you blow the whistle on federal taxes, the state collects, but there's no incentive to blow the whistle on state gas taxes. I know, for example, we've had situations where people have been bringing down tanker trucks of diesel oil from New Jersey mafia trucks, and they resell it as they bring down heating oil, resell it as diesel gasoline, because chemically it's identical, but they don't pay the motor vehicle sales tax on it. And they save like about 30, 40 cents plus a gallon. I mean, these are the kinds of situations people could blow the whistle on if there was an incentive to. And if you read,
Any member of the committee has any questions? Any member of the committee has any questions? I do. Senator Sassel. Yes, sir.
Well, first off, the people over there, if I say to the people over there from the Department of Taxation, I think, quite frankly, you ought to check Senator Surovell's taxes, okay? Now, if they find anything wrong, do I get 1/3? Is that how this works?
no, it's not a third actually, but
Why not?
well, first of all, I'd note
You've had some big judgments.
my wife's a tax lawyer, and she would kill me if we cheat on our taxes, because she'd lose her job. But having said that, Mr. Chairman, first of all, there are certain thresholds, and people have to make a certain amount of money before it matters. They have to make $100,000 a year. I'm not going to tell you what my income is.
Check his taxes. And I want a cut.
But in any event, you can only blow the whistle on a person making more than $100,000 a year, or a business with over $500,000 a year revenue before the numbers kick in. Number one. Number two, the range that they can award ranges from 15% to 30% of what they collect, only what they collect, not what they agree. They have to get the cash in before they pay it out. So it's not quite that simple, and it's a discretionary award. The department has to decide based on how valuable they think the information was provided as to what kind of award they give. That's how the IRS does it.
Mr. Chairman, just one other thing I would just wanted to state for the record that the gasoline that I get is delivered by bona fide distributors, and I pay the taxes.
I have no doubt. Senator Newman has a question.
Senator Surovell, right now in the federal system, there is, for better or for worse, some trollers out there that go in looking, and maybe they're doing some of the federal government's work for them to find these guys. There's been some enormous awards as a result of that, as you know, tens of millions of dollars.
Probably hundreds.
Under your bill, if someone finds a problem that's going to get them a federal return back from them, would they then file a state at the same time and then end up getting both? And if they did, wouldn't we get that money anyway? In other words, when you whistleblow at the federal government, they're required to pay that tax, then that money just comes through to Virginia without a whistleblowing fee that occurs.
I understand your question. See, that's why I gave you this list of state taxes without a federal analog, was because for state income taxes, if you blow the whistle on income taxes, yes, the answer to your question would be yes, but with respect to all these other taxes, if you collect only at the state level, not at the federal level, there wouldn't be a situation like that.
Mr. Chairman,
Senator Newman.
just briefly, so basically, it is going to be a double dip potentially on the ones that there are, quote, federal analogs on, and you have not restricted this to just the ones that there is not a federal analog.
Yes, that's correct. And if the gentleman would like to make an amendment carving out income taxes, I'd be happy to consider that. I'm not sure how many other analogs there are. There are probably not very many others.
Does any other member of the committee have any questions? Is there anyone who would like to speak in favor of the bill? Is anyone who would like to speak against the bill? If not, ladies and gentlemen of the committee, Senator Surovell, Senate Bill 741 is before the committee.
Hello, is there a, I didn't see, is there a financial initial impact?
It was a fiscal impact, and I put in a budget amendment.
What, how much?
Fiscal impact was $110,000 to hire an auditor and a person to analyze or to look at returns. I put in a budget, a budget amendment for $60,000, which is what I thought it was last time I put this bill in 4 years ago. But I would point out, Mr. Chairman, that experience has shown that for every dollar we spend, we get 20 back. So I really don't think there's a fiscal impact in the day, but there's a collections lag. It's going to take 3 or 4 years before the money starts coming in.
Senator Hank.
Okay. I was just gonna make a motion. If it fits in with the chairman's scheme thing, I would move it be reported, but if it doesn't, I mean, for a few bucks, I don't want to upset the apple cart, but I would move it be reported.
Senator Hank.
Mr. Chairman, was there a second to that? Okay, well, I would make the primary motion then that we carry the bill over, and the reasoning for that, I think the bill has merit. The concern I have is we found when we have tight revenue times that we can actually pick up additional revenue if we hire additional auditors in the Department of Taxation, and sometimes we need to do that. It's maybe counterintuitive to spend more money to get more money, but that's the way it works. The concern that I have, and maybe this can be addressed if we carry this over and look at it and have tax look at it with us, is creating an industry where people are out there being professional whistleblowers in order to make money off of this incentive. And that's the concern that I would have, so I would move it be carried over.
All right, it's been moved and seconded that bill be carried over. Is there any discussion? If not, all those in favor of carrying over Senate Bill 741, please signify by saying aye. Aye. All those opposed, and that bill is carried over. The